Aloha and welcome. I'm Jamie Champagne. I'm so excited to be here to talk to you about the awesome, amazing, and adventurous world of Agile analysis. I am an overly passionate business analysis and project management professional, excited to be here with you today to share this valuable information. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm Jamie Champagne and I'm most available on LinkedIn. So let's reach out and connect there. I am from Hawaii. And yes, we do get business analysis and agile work done. Though not always on the beach, we do work. Sam gets in the keywords a little bit. But I wanted to give you some background about me because when I'm not building Trello boards and analyzing requirements, I do spend time on the water here with my family and enjoy it. But what I want to really share here about Agile is I want to think about a personal perspective. When I talk about being agile, I want you to think from your own lens. Someone told me, Jamie, you're so agile, like 3 years ago. And I was like, no way. I am a by the PMBOK guide, project manager, waterfall, all the way through. That is me. I'm not a Scrum master. I'm not doing agile teams. I don't have any agile certifications. And they're like, Jamie, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about with agility is we're talking agile with a little a. You're able to course correct on a moment's notice, that you like working in new environments because you learn, you see what's possible. You're not resistant to change, that you have agility built in and are one of the most agile people. And I was like, wow, what a way to think about agile and all the ways we use agile in our work today. Okay, so that brings me with what I want to talk about here with you and share with you guys. I want to help you consider what agile is, especially in today's chaotic and ever-changing world. Then when you find yourself in a highly adaptive and responsive environments, I want you to help put on that agile mindset to look at how work is done. That way you can approach your work with opportunities that deliver the most value with whatever environment you're working with and really embody the agile analysis mindset. All right, so we want to get our mindsets focused. I want you to think about the following picture. When you see this, what do you think about this? The traditional approaches often see a start and an end. You're going from a planning, designing, developing, analyzing what you've delivered, evaluating if it's good, and you finish. There's start, end, do this, that, finish. Now with Agile, when we talk about a little more of an Agile perspective, what we want to do is see the opportunity to deliver something, get the feedback, evaluate what's valuable, and then keep building more. This is such an awesome cyclic approach to analysis work because guess what? You're never wrong. You look at requirements, you find out what you need to build, develop, deliver it, get feedback, and if it's not complete, you just didn't finish the cycle. You go around again. You keep delivering value, utilizing a cyclic approach so that our analysis work is always trying to drive greater value from what is being delivered and what has been done and what we're planning the next time around. Isn't this awesome? So I want us to think about our agile mindset here. When we talk about agile mindset, we want to begin with the value we're delivering. Always the focus, not just the revenue, but what value are we delivering to our customers? Is the team learning? What value can be perceived from all efforts of all angles of our agile work? When we're doing this, we're always going to be working together. We really want to be collaborating and driving even greater value from more people working towards a common goal than independent work being done individually. When we think of the agile mindset, we're going to keep doing that cyclic approach so that we learn constantly. We're going to take our lessons learned and build them into that next cycle. As we go around and we learn even more, we just keep building it in. That you're always considering your environment and how things are changing and responding to that with each cycle. And so with this cyclic nature, we're always reflecting on the feedback we get with each round so that we can incorporate it and produce high quality and high valued solutions for our customers. So I wanted to share this with you that someone said there's no business analyst on a Scrum team. But I thought, isn't there analysis work? And that's the part here I want you to realize that there's analysis work no matter what methodology you're using, what agile environment you're going in, there will always be analysis work. The question here is how will we change our mindset, our perspective, to think about where it's being done rather than who has to do it or the roles or the methodology we're following. So let's dive into our mindset of how we look at analysis work throughout all our Agile initiatives. So Agile analysis, typically, you're going to see it in backlog analysis, when we're doing requirements analysis, and of course at the end, when we evaluating how well our solutions are working. You know, we always do this with our teams, and we see this with the retrospectives, where we get all that feedback. And of course, you really are always doing analysis work when you're working with your customer. Now, with Agile analysis, really thinking, how can I look at analysis from an Agile perspective? Look at what we have here. There's analysis work being done before the project, before we really get going, when we're planning and looking at what work has to be done. That when we're doing the project, there's always analysis work. What requirements, acceptance criteria. And then after the project, we don't want to forget that valuable analysis to really get the feedback, see what the customer thought, and of course, really understand that definition of value. So analysis work is naturally ingrained throughout. It's just thinking about our mindset and how we perceive it. So when we talk about analysis work in an Agile perspective, we want to think about horizons. These are just ways to divvy up the analysis work. You have your strategy horizon, followed by an initiative horizon, a smaller subset, with delivery as your smallest subset and most tactical horizon to think about your analysis work. Again, these are not phases or methodologies, just perspectives for your Agile analysis work. If you notice though, this is quite similar to stuff that we've seen before. Think about project management. We have our portfolios that are group all kinds of programs together that are a big accumulation of many projects. That same type of hierarchy that we talked with horizons exists naturally with project management as well as Agile methodologies. We see this today with our epics. They're the largest set of requirements that we break down into themes that are a bigger collection of stories where we get into the details of our requirements and what delivers value. So our horizons with our Agile mindset is a way of how to tailor our analysis skills to what we're working on in the environment we have in front of us. So let's take a look at these, starting with the strategy horizon. When we talk about the strategy horizon, we're talking about how we're doing the overall capabilities for like the product, the organizations. The biggest thing to think about at the strategy horizon is what need is worth our time. Which one should we spend our effort on? This is where we're looking at all those initiatives that subset and asking those hard questions of what should we continue? What new ones do we need to start? And then is there any we should just cancel because they're not value? Asking those hard questions is an Agile mindset, of course, but this is now tailoring analysis to really focus. Now here for the strategy level, you want to do good analysis work. These are all techniques you can use to help you at the strategy horizon. If you've done these techniques before, you've already been doing Agile analysis. You've done it at the strategic level, looking what needs are we satisfying, how might we approach it, and which initiatives we need to go in and do. So let's help think about how we might do this. We're doing this naturally. where we do visions and we talk about where we want to go with our organization. And when we're thinking of the vision, we might go ahead and map out the user journey. What is the customer experience? And then we might go ahead and do even a customer Kanban, do the portfolio Kanban of what we've done, where we want to go. And we want to really think about the product roadmap. What do we need to be successful, delivered value to our customers? So that we might even at the strategy level come up with a minimal viable product to get that feedback to really think about what initiatives we should be doing and where our value is going to really lie. This is the strategy horizon. So moving in then to our next one, let's take a deeper dive on the initiative. With initiative, here's where you're doing the work of really scoping what are those minimal viable products? What do we have at a level that we can estimate and prioritize to deliver functional value to our customers? That we're looking at how was the outcomes of our last initiative? Did it deliver value? And here's where you really want to ask with your analysis work, are we still delivering value? That initiative we delivered, is it still working for us? Or do we need to course correct, add more? And again, this is where we ask those hard questions of our initiatives. Do they need to be canceled, keep going, or just refined? Maybe we need to adjust where we're going. That agile mindset loves that kind of question. So these are techniques you are doing at the initiative level. These are how you analyze work about delivering, estimating, prioritizing work that can be defined at the tactical level in the delivery, but we need to scope it. These are techniques you've probably done already, and this helps you identify that initiative level. A lot of these we call a project. So here is the techniques to help you think, how do I scope my analysis work at the initiative level? And again, we've already done initiative work often. It's getting that mindset of what agile analysis work looks like in the initiative horizon. With initiative level work that we've done from an agile perspective, some Kano analysis and even a purpose alignment model, where we've really looked at what delivers value and assessing what we've done to see if there's continued value. We've done some planning workshops to think about feedback, approaches, way we want to work, and we've done some relative estimation and planning work to think about how we can scope the next iteration to deliver greater value. That's the initiative horizon, so that helps us prepare for our delivery horizon. Here at the delivery horizon, this is where you're getting down into the details. You're getting your hands dirty and really pulling out what's required. This is where we do a lot more work though with showing and telling, that show and tell with the customer. Show me what we've delivered. Show me the value you're receiving, that detailed level, granular feedback from our customer. That's what's happening at the delivery horizon. This is where we're most comfortable with what we call our iteration releases. This is where we've delivered working solutions to our customer that they're engaging with, and they're helping us complete that cycle to evaluate and even start planning the next iteration. Here with your analysis work, you really want to ask the question, do we have enough to deliver value? You're busy building, working, delivering. You always want to be looking at that backlog. Are there refined user stories that are delivering value? Do we have enough for the next iteration? And are we ready to deliver that? Here are great delivery level techniques you can use. Most common, of course, is you're going to be into that backlog and doing user stories. But I want you to think about how you're getting to that really detailed level of what delivers value. What is the customer willing to accept? What are they looking for? What are they excited to do? Are you delivering that? Have you planned it out that your team can deliver? These are all great techniques to help you do that agile analysis work at the delivery level. And again, we've probably already been doing this, but to help you think about this, with the delivery horizon, We're all taking those user stories. This is where the heart of it is, the meat. You're down and dirty, all those details, but you're getting not only the delivery, but you're doing the retrospective. What's their feedback? Seeing what they're liking, what worked well, what didn't they expect? And then we might take that feedback in those user stories and go ahead and do a story map. Lay them all out and see where can you take that value delivery and what makes sense for each iteration. These are all good examples of analysis work at the delivery horizon. Okay, so let's take another perspective though to help you with your agile analysis work by looking at the techniques from a different perspective. Here, I'm grouping out agile techniques from a perspective of what activities we're doing, and by looking at, do they help the internal team deliver that value? Or is this what you want to use when you have to work outside the team, the customer, your additional resources to deliver that value? We start off here with communications. We do this throughout all the horizons. And communication is such key to success. But know not only with your internal team, but have you used visioning to really connect with your external audience? Does your customer see the same vision? Do they see the same in value of where they want to go and what they can accomplish with the work you're doing? A great agile analysis technique to really employ. Now, moving through, let's think of another perspective. When we get into process analysis, we do this often as analysts. We love a good process map. But think about, the delivery. What impacts do you have? And have you mapped that out with your customers? How are you affecting not only their vision of value, but how do they continue to deliver value? A great way to think about your agile analysis skill sets and flexing them to the work you're doing. So that leads us into the next one, your product management. When we think about our products, it's very easy to think, what can I deliver? Down at the delivery level, very important. But when you're strategizing, you want to think about ways to deliver that value over the course of your customer lifetime. So again, those Kano analysis techniques, great one to think where the value lies with the customer and keep us really customer focused. When we're into the details of the product, a good agile analyst never loses sight of the customer and the value delivery. So some more techniques, we really want to get in our requirements analysis work. This is definitely a lot of internal, but these are key techniques that when you want to be doing requirements. Now, again, at the strategy, initiative, and delivery horizons, you want to do this work across the board. These are techniques that are going to help you be successful. These are agile analysis techniques that deliver value with that customer focus, but at that requirements perspective. And then finally, again, that focus on your customer. Those techniques when you're working internally with the team, keeping that customer focused throughout, building that user storyboard helps you keep a focus where you're going, but from that customer lens. Don't lose that in our details to make sure we're doing really good quality work. Make sure we're really keeping that customer top of mind. So this brings us to really think back now to our own perspective, that agile mindset I told you about, and consider your own skills at the strategic level, at the initiative level, and at the delivery level. How are you doing agile analysis work throughout all your agile initiatives, but at these three different levels? Are you working at the delivery level? Are you working at that visionary level with maybe strategic level type discussions? Or maybe you are doing a lot of planning around the initiatives. When we look at the strategy level, you're asking, can you scope your analysis at that higher level? Are you supporting those bigger level decision-making decisions? Are you breaking things down such that the strategic decision makers have enough information to figure out which initiatives to continue, to cancel? Remember asking that good question. What need is worth satisfying? How are you helping that question get answered at the strategic level? Maybe you're doing it. Maybe you haven't tried yet. This might be a perspective with our own Agile work that we want to increase our analysis skills. Then with our skill sets at the initiative level, we might want to think about how well are we scoping that work to be delivered within the current planned iteration? Are we actually recommending solution options? Do we give alternatives? Am I doing this kind of analysis work that helps teams figure out which initiatives to do? Are you helping with the prioritization, giving feedback and recommendations that you can help them not only pick which solutions to do, but can you determine if solutions have satisfied customers' needs? Are you answering those questions for? That you are reviewing the viability of the solutions delivered, how things are working, and can you go back to that cyclic nature we discussed and come up with more ideas of value delivery to build into that next iteration and keep moving forward. Then when we talk about at the delivery horizon, now let's refocus our thoughts about, are you really in those details that you're helping support the delivery, so that implementation, that you're making sure there's always going to be work ready to go so that the team is constantly productive? Are they keeping up with their cadence? And do they have valued work described and defined at the detail they can deliver so that the solution is valuable to the customer as well as to the team learning? That the learning happens throughout the entire delivery, before, during, and after, not just in the retrospective, but throughout. And that you're adding value that is focused on the customer and what it means to them as well as your team. So I want to thank you guys so much for your time today here, and really want to challenge you to think about your own Agile analysis perspectives. It's not a methodology, it's your approach, it's your mindset. So with today's discussion here, I wanted to share some techniques and ways for you to think about your Agile analysis work so you can be successful in delivering value. Again, I'm available on LinkedIn and would love to connect and continue greater conversations about how we deliver continuous value to our teams, our customers, organizations, and communities. So please feel free to reach out and continue to do great Agile analysis work. Thank you.